Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at this right here, and Hidizs, however you want to say it. This is the ST12 Pro, like that effect right there. This is a Nebula USB DAC HiFi digital earphone, and there's some specs. We'll go over that in just a minute. Now, inside the box, it's a little box. There's plenty of stuff in there. Pull this lever. You get a little variety of tips. You can get a fastener for the cable. You get a USB-C to A adapter. And you get the manual, plus the cable, the IM, and a case, which we'll be showing in just a second. We'll just put that back on there. So here is your little case, almost like a coin purse that they used to have a long time ago. It's got a spring steel kind of action going on there. Here is your cable, and you have this nice see-through window to see the components. One side does have a light that changes depending on what you're listening to. Here's the units themselves, kind of plastic looking, smoke, and I think there's a clear one as well. And we have a nice metal nozzle with a decent height to it. Not overly short, not overly long. Steel mesh there. And of course tapered. So it's a little easier to get the tip on, even if I didn't do it right the first time. There we go. Now it's on. Okay. So you get this little metal thing here, which looks kind of nice. Decent overall build quality. Nothing super fantastic. Very lightweight. And then you get this cable, which is nylon. And there is a microphone as well in it, which is right here. If I'm going to undo it. Here's your mic with a remote. Microphone quality in this is as expected. It's a decent clarity. Could use a little more volume. But most of the ones that are on the wired things, they don't really have a really loud volume. But they do have a nice clarity to them on the better ones. So overall, I like the way the unit looks. Obviously, it's not the heaviest, thickest material for the unit, but it is a nice and lightweight. I like the fact that you can see the circuit board in there, and there is a LED that lights up. So decent quality. Okay, so let's get into this overall. This is kind of like a Harman tuning. So it's very easy to think about and describe. Low tones on this, all the lows. We have a very, very nice kind of deep bass, resonant. It's a wide bass, which is really, really nice. I think that overall there's very good depth, very good details there, and the bass is pretty reasonably controlled. This is kind of a nice musical kind of set. So the bass has really good representation. It's a nice wide bass, like if you're sitting in front of a nice stereo system with a subwoofer. Bass head, it probably could be, depending on the music that you're listening to, but the bass isn't super dominating. I think that mid bass is a little bit more. I think sub bass is a little bit in the back, a little bit. You can still hear a nice rumble to it, but I think that mid bass punch is a little bit faster, a little bit forward in its presentation. Yeah, so it's definitely not overwhelming, the bass. I think vocals on this, because more toward like a V shape, maybe a U shape. I'm not 100% sure on that. It depends on what source I was listening to. But anyway, vocals, there is a slight recession there. They're very clear. I think that despite the little recession, I think that you'll notice that the mids are really, really good. I think that mids overall have very good placement. I think they have a decent amount of details. Note weights have really good thickness to them, and the vocals have good body in general. So I think the mids are pretty good if you can get over that little recession that it's expected. Moving into the treble now on this one. The treble on it are very good. They extend. I would say that they have enough air and enough openness to them, enough detail and everything, but I think that in the most part that they are pretty much toward more of a polite type of tuning. They do sound natural, and you do get, some of the nice details there, but they're not super energetic treble. Very good, but not super energetic. So any treble heads, definitely not for you. I think that there's some decent overall soundstage with this. I think that it has a decent width to it, maybe a little less in the depth and height. I think placement and the imaging in general is very good with these. Definitely could use these for gaming. No problem whatsoever there. I think you'd hear the footsteps and everything else. Very good. Let's just say it's somewhere in between like a V and a U shape signature with this. So overall, very pleasant. Decent technicals. I think extremely good musicality and enjoyment factor with this one. And it's interesting to look at. Well, you got like this little coin thing here that's shiny, and it is very lightweight. So they're very good comfort. There's very good comfort there, and there's excellent overall isolation and everything for something made of like lighter plastic like this. The cable is decent. It's that kind of nylonish cable with no coating. I mean, it could get tangled easily, but it comes undone. So I'm not going to give any faults with the cable. Like I said, the microphone clear, could use a little bit more volume. Overall, the quality of the ST Pro Nebula is very good. And the big thing with this is you got everything you need right here. You don't need to add a dongle DAC because you already have it built into the cable. So you can just grab and go with these. They're very well rounded for many different types of music. They sound fantastic. You definitely want to use these for critical listening, but for everyday listening, perfect for that. And this makes it just extremely convenient. You don't need to take anything else with you. As a backup pair, I think these would be fantastic because you have the thing and you have the other thing. So you have two things. I'm just kidding. You have your dongle built in, and you have your earphones. And, you put them in your little pouch there, and you're good to go. You can just take them with you wherever you need to go. It doesn't have an Apple adapter, but there's a bunch of Apple adapters out there. Plus all the new Apple phones, I believe, have C, I think. Or they were supposed to. I don't know. I don't have one. Thank you again for watching. This has been the ST Pro with USB DAC Nebula cable. I think it's good. Will it be in my favorites? I don't. There's so many things similar tuned. It's very hard to pick something like that. But anyway, before we hit the 10-minute mark, I'm just going to let you go and say that it is very nice sounding. Mid-range may not be the best mids in the universe, but other than that, it's decent for the cost. Thank you again for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.